Hello, everybody, and welcome to State of Anarchy, a weekly Dungeons and Dragons session featuring all these people. If you like what we do, hit the follow button. If you would like to, hit the subscribe button, because it would be wonderful to have you part of the little spooky community. Otherwise, you can catch all of these videos after the fact over on my YouTube channel of the same name, Boomeadow. So, yeah, you can leave comments there, you can, all that kind of jazz for all the players and everything, say hi, all that stuff. So, how is everybody this week? I do apologise for the noise in the background, by the way. But how is everybody this week?
Woo!
Good.
Excited.
Excited? Yeah?
Ready for my trauma fix.
Your trauma fix?
Yep,
I'm ready. I'm ready to watch other people have trauma and to enjoy it.
Your character
in a
is like
safe
the
environment.
least. Your character is like the least traumatic character. So.
That's why he perceives, not receives.
He is the trauma for half of the group.
He causes it.
So, I don't know where Uzumaki is just yet, but we're hoping to get onto that. Otherwise, yeah, who remembers what happened last week?
I wasn't there.
You weren't there?
Oh, that's good.
Yes, you weren't there. You were off for a week. I hope you had a wonderful Father's Day. So,
It was interesting.
interesting. Interesting's always fun.
Oh, it was fun.
Interesting is something.
Interesting is something. So, yes. So the question is, for those who were here, what happened last week? I mean, beyond, obviously, everyone wanting to fight Bosco.
Let
Why?
me get
What do
it.
you want to fight Bosco for?
I know he's
I did
so
peek
lovely.
in. I did
That was
peek.
pretty much the episode, to be honest.
Yeah, I did peek in
Fight
at
Bosco.
points, and it was just Bosco just being threatened. Bosco, one of it.
Oh,
Bos-
Bosco.
Poor Bosco, doesn't deserve it.
I mean, questionable, but... So, yes. But anyone with a more comprehensive idea about what happened last week?
I must have been out of it for most of that session in terms of my notes, because I just have the locations we visited. So I'm
You
going
got
to go
into-
off that to over my memory.
You got into a fight with your sister. Well, it wasn't really a fight, but you threw Breeze at your sister. Then Breeze then got mad at you for throwing her at your sister and giving up the chase because she thought you had a moment.
None of that ever happened.
No, no.
Okay.
None of that already happened.
None of that ever happened.
That is exactly what happened. We can go back and...
Your own headcanon doesn't count, T.
Oh, no. I believe the exact words were that I thought we had a moment, but...
After the session...
No,
there
that
was a
happened
joke
during
about
session.
that.
That happened
No,
during
there
session.
wasn't.
Yes, it was.
May, back me up.
It happened after session.
It
Thank
did not
you.
happen. It did not happen after
It
session.
did.
We have
So-
video proof.
So in session, we arrived at the capital.
That is okay. Yes.
Things that we all agree on.
Oh
We
wait,
arrived at
that's
the
right. You
capital.
broke Tammy's heart because
I'm
she
bad
just
news.
wanted to be there for you, and apparently you kept telling her that you were bad news.
Yep.
Just damn. Mad and date. Mad dad? Mad bad and date.
Blake apparently has stale cereal in his house.
Yep.
And he's still not here to defend
Okay.
that, so he's still not here to defend that, so that is canon now,
Love
I
stale
assume.
cereal.
But yeah, you did go to the capital. You showed up. You went to the Jolly Port Inn to have breakfast, where I believe Breeze got annoyed at everyone for ordering off menu, for ordering dinner for breakfast, and just in general, or like causing serving staff chaos.
It's just rude.
That's the problem.
I feel like I should point
You're
out that, like,
American?
the lamb chunks could still be a breakfast option. Like, there are such things as having stews for breakfast.
Well, that's exactly it. Breakfast during breakfast foods for breakfast is purely a like construct. So there is
Like
that.
I live within societal construction.
Here he is. Here he
Man of the
is.
hour.
Well, I'm glad that he's
The
alive.
late.
Hey,
Here
you know what?
comes the
I'm just glad that he showed up after he disappeared on Monday. Just out of nowhere, he just had to go, and there was a person at his window, and
Yep.
we're like, okay, we hope he's okay, or he's dead. So
What?
We've got no
That
camera,
happened last
so we
week?
can't guarantee it's him.
on Monday,
It's a
yeah,
horror movie.
yeah, no, he
Oh.
It may be
What?
someone in his.
poor Ty. There was a storm going on overhead, so his dog was going absolutely crazy. And then an accident happened outside of his house. And then because he had his blinds open and he was looking out down the street at like all the lightning and stuff like this, a person just appeared at his window, which we all saw that. We're like, are you okay? Because I think he shit himself. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I can smell it from here.
Why am I looking at Clint's ugly mug again?
Because you love me.
I do. I love you so very dearly.
So
I am
yes.
here. I am alive.
Yes, we were worried that you weren't after Monday, so we
You
were
get
a little,
that
we
on
were a little
The
concerned.
big jobs.
So, yes. So, now that you are here, Blake has stale cereal. Breeze broke Tammy's heart. The group ended up in the capital at the Jolly Port Inn. They decided, I think the consensus was that you decided that you were going to go stay at the Spring Embassy. As you went to the gate, you met up with the guard captain for the Ambrosial Gardens district, who is apparently a long time, grew up with Breeze, is a long time friend. And he warned her, like, he didn't necessarily warn her, he gave her a heads up that her mother and sister were in town, and Breeze is like, oh no, we aren't staying at the embassy anymore, to which I think Bosco took great exception to. So you sent a message to the Warren to talk to the soft lady, and you went and waited at the tea house, which, again, Bosco offended Breeze greatly by asking for a now what did you call it? It was essentially a television, a toll division.
Yeah, but it had a weird name.
Yeah, toll division, which of course in a tea house, Breeze was scandalized. How dare you? But then Breeze and Crisis went off to post a letter, I believe, which did indeed lead to Breeze dragging Crisis into an alleyway. Breeze ending up pinned against a wall as they were avoiding Breeze's sister. Yep. Crisis in full protective mode going, who are we shooting? And she's like, no one. But you're very tall. And then I believe the maid for the soft lady showed up to the tea house to speak to the group, to give you to give Hasa, Blake, and Bosco the information that the soft lady will see you at 1 p.m. that day, I believe, was the consensus.
3:30 in the afternoon.
So,
Hour after midday.
however, I think that's where we were going to pick up, because before she left, because I think Bosco, you had tinkered with the back of the toll division to sabotage it, so now you have all of the channels, I believe. So there is that. That's a fun thing for you. But Blake, you and Hasa were getting to speak to Kiyomi Ren, this lady.
I've got all the channels.
Yes, you do have all the channels. You also
She
have.
is beautiful. I am nursing a dog. 1 second. Let me put him. You need to get down. I
He
can't
truly
carry
has been
my baby.
replaced. That doesn't sound like a typical Thai response.
No,
I can't.
no, it's okay because
I'm-
I can see that Clint is also having a moment with his internet. So
Nasha. All right. 1 second. Let me put the dog outside because he is just
okay.
refusing to not sit on my shoulders, and he doesn't realize he's like a 20-kilo child.
Oh, poor puppy.
Oh,
All right.
Poor
1
Bubba.
second. I will be back, and then
And then we will
I
jump
will.
in.
Yeah, then I'll be ready to flirt with this baby.
it's baddie.
There it is.
We knew that this was coming.
We did.
I also knew that I needed to let this moment happen purely because obviously Blake was there, and this is a
Whoa.
oh, that dinner
Hold on,
looks
I was
very,
trying to
that
show-
dinner looks delicious.
Hold on, I was trying to show my din-dins, and it,
It does. It looks
Yeah.
delicious.
yeah,
Garlic
it's some nice
bread.
din-dins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
eating good tonight.
Is that a sausage roll?
I believe it was
No,
garlic
it's
bread.
A garlic. It's a garlic bread. Oh my god, what's the pasta called?
Penne.
I'm struggling
Penne?
to put my. Yeah, and I also can't remember the salad. It just tastes good.
Tastes good. That's what matters.
I don't know what
The
else it's
que-
called except the garlic bread, and it tastes amazing. So
The
I'm
question
not
has to be
complaining.
asked. I'm assuming, James, you have remembered to eat.
Yeah.
That's the most
No, I'm
shiftiest
kidding. Yes.
look I've
Yeah,
ever
yeah, I
seen.
did. I did.
Uh-huh.
So this is a note to everyone who's listening. Please remember to eat. Just a small child appears.
Just emanates from the background.
Yeah.
It's like those really badly you know those horror videos we watched at one time?
Yes.
The playlist of those like really bad horror movies, like there was a mist that passed by and like there's a replay and zoom in, except it's just a child. It's just
Yeah, it's just child.
children in the background.
I think it might have been
Yeah.
Mix or something like that.
Yeah, there was a hand grabbing at the corner. Corner of the wall.
Ayumi Ren, could you have a more stereotypical name?
It's great. It's fine. Now, are you all good?
Nash, doors are closed for a reason, Nash. I really hate teaching you how to open them.
You get exactly what you deserve with that.
That is the worst decision to make.
All right.
It was a cool trick.
Okay, so
Until it wasn't a cool trick.
So, Kiyomi has addressed Hasa, I believe, telling you that the soft lady is willing to meet up with you at 1 p.m. Are there any questions?
No, I believe we are okay.
Are there any considerations that you need, or documents that you need to collect, or anything like that? It was indicated that this was a rather important meeting.
Yes, we will take the time between now and then to gather any required documents.
Of course. All right. Well, I will go, and we will see you at 1 p.m. this afternoon.
Wonderful. Thank you.
She kind of gives you a little curtsy and goes to leave, closing the screen door behind her.
Like a fly screen door.
No, it's like a
The
paper.
wall legend.
Yeah, a paper partition.
That would be
Oh.
funny though. It would be a little bit funny though.
Yes, you're in
He
a tea
closes
house.
the screen door.
Yes,
You
it
go,
is.
all right, mates. Got to keep the flies out.
No.
Yeah.
The tea house looks
Don't
like
keep the moths.
the tea house looks like this. It's got obviously the paper screens and things like this. So
Oh, traditional. I like it.
yes, leaving Hasa, Blake, and Bosco in the room.
This place have a mini bar.
mean, every place has a minibar if we look hard enough.
I start looking for a minibar.
I help Bosco look for a minibar. Let's roll together with the power of investigation.
I send Breeze a message on their ethereal connector, filling them in on the situation.
Well, I'm glad we were helping each other because neither of us rolled great on that second one compared to the first
There
one.
isn't a minibar here. However, as you are investigating Bosco, you go to open the door, and as you do so, Simo is standing there. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. Was there something that you needed?
I have a minibar.
Oh, no, we don't have a minibar, but is there a particular snack that you were after, or were our offerings not sufficient?
Any alcohol?
We are a tea house, sir. We serve tea.
Irish tea?
No, but if you would like that, you can head across the road to the Green Dawn Inn. They do serve liquor there. Steve has cursed me.
Plan.
Liquor, I hardly even know her. Steve is God. Yes, they have liquor over there, and it is usually a rather nice environment.
We bring drinks in.
Oh, no, sir. It is a very high-quality establishment.
What sort of bar lets you take drinks in, Bosco?
No, I'm talking about bringing it back here.
Oh,
It's a tea house.
No.
Even I know you can't bring drinks back here.
That's well, it physically is possible, but
I mean, it's physically possible. I have alcohol in my bag right now.
you do?
Yeah, but it's no good to drink right now. It won't get us drunk.
Oh. Bugger.
was that
No,
all,
that'll
sir?
be it. That'll be fine, thanks.
Of course. Please let me know if there is anything else you would like. Just for, you.
That's it for now.
This is who you're talking to.
Oh, God. Another kitsune?
She's not a kitsune. This one is a keishi.
Oh, she's a cat person. Imagine only having one tail.
So, Breeze and Crisis, I assume you're making your way through the gate and heading back to the tea house now that you have concluded sending your letter.
Yes.
Yes. The captain, where are you? I need to...
We stealthily make our way back.
You stealthily make your way back. I'm just finding...
Where is Crisis? What's going on? What's the hold up?
He's not here today.
Oh, now you want to go out. I just shut the door. You go out. It's fine. Talk to you later. Bye. Goodbye.
Here we go. So yes, Captain Teneri lets you through again. Just making sure those who haven't seen can see. He lets you through, kind of gives you a nod, Breeze.
Nasha, light in.
And you make your way back to Datsuko, where Datsuzuko. Yes. Bosco and Blake's behaviour. Wonderful. Giving, I assume, Breeze a minor conniption about their behaviour.
What the fuck have we done?
As
Why are you talking shit?
as you eventually, Breeze, you enter back in and find the three gentlemen enjoying their snacks. They're making their way through the high tea platter with little pastries filled with pigeon and chicken, little muffins made with orange and almond, crumbly cookies and all this kind of stuff. There are crumbs everywhere. There are cups of tea.
The TV is blaring and it's on wrestling.
Yes.
I squint at Bosco just to see if he made most of the mess.
Here I was thinking they would walk in and just hear baby fights.
Who knows? Maybe they did. I don't know. I don't know enough about wrestling to indicate. So.
Oh yeah. DM, can you remove
No.
I's access to my character sheet now? please?
Yes, I can do that for you.
But please, no.
I feel it's no longer necessary.
It's no longer necessary.
I love that I have not looked at Haas's character sheet since that game, but I have emoted as Haasa at least once every game since.
There we go. So yes.
Thank you.
As long as I don't change from Haasa, I can still emote as Haasa. Blake will no longer emote for the rest of this session.
So yes, Breeze, you and Crisis have re-entered the tea house.
Who the fuck is this motherfucker? Look at this too hot to trot fella.
Very good friend, Captain Teneri Marol.
You're
Oh,
good,
of course.
close friend.
Of course you have hot friends who are just too hot to handle.
God.
Oh yeah, no, there was a bunch of sexual tension in
I-
this session.
I believe it is. I believe that you are sitting there, Haasa, drinking very politely from your cup of silver needle tea, looking very distinguished.
Pinkies out and everything, yep.
Anime.
So I believe we have an appointment.
Yes. we
Well, I believe Husser and Blake have an appointment.
do. Well,
What?
out of character, I believe we organized for just whoever is in our party that is available at the time to be there.
I thought we specifically said not me and not Bosco.
No,
Bosco,
we said
'cause
that
he's
Bosco
what?
might be there. I also said to excuse Bosco's behavior as he is a newcomer and not familiar with the customs.
Oh. I thought you were just saying it to her at the time, like excuses baby now. Not that we would actually take him to meet the self lady. That seems like like hazardous.
Wow.
This is the time where you can bring it up.
How rude.
So yes, I would. So that she says that. So I believe that you, Husser and Blake, will be seeing the self lady as you have the, the correct manners and know of how to interact at court.
Sounds like a plan.
Adida.
And you are sure you don't need to attend?
As long as the message is coming from the Knight Captain, Knight Commander. I always forget. I don't think it matters that I'm there in particular, and it may cause unexpected complications, considering that my family are here right now.
You must really.
Yeah, no, I
love
understand.
her.
You want to stay
What do
here
you-
with me, don't you? Winks at her.
I
don't-
try not to run it.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty irresistible. I understand.
Hey, Bosco, can you not flirt with our party members, please? Keep it in your pants.
Fine. I can't help it if they, lust after me.
That's fair. That's fair. Counterpoint. No.
Nobody's lusting for the ugly brother, okay?
That's not nice to say to this guy.
I don't have any family. Ouch.
Not you.
And I'm still the ugly brother.
Not you. Blake, you're being stupid. I'm clearly talking about Bosco being the ugly brother of Rick. the handsome-
Imagine being ugly, Bosco, you idiot. Get better looking, five head.
What?
How'd you lose your eye?
It's a long story.
You'll have plenty of time.
Can you give me like the
Exactly.
explain it like I'm 5 dot point version?
Yeah.
You're just as fun as Rick at times.
I ain't like that guy. Pain in the butt.
Yeah, I still don't understand it. So you held us at gunpoint, and demanded we take you to the capital straight away because you were looking for your brother, and now you just have given up on looking for your brother now that you're here.
Breeze, have you met Bosco? It was put in the too hard basket instantly.
So you could
It
leave
wasn't
then.
here too hard. Oh, I could, but I'm not.
I mean, I
He'd
kind of
miss
like
me.
him. He's kind of spunky. You gotta agree on that. He's got like a can-do attitude, little criminal child.
Can do what? Nothing. Not find his brother. How's that a can do attitude?
Also, Blake, let's not forget, you were the first one to quite literally throw hands with Bosco on introductions.
I mean, he was
Yeah,
in
we
my house
bonded.
pointing a gun at people. That's... If he wasn't such a little chaos gremlin. He's the son of it. He's lovable. I lean down and pinch his little cheek.
Are you unwell, Blake? You're weirdly
Stop
quiet
it.
like earlier today, and now you're in love with Bosco? Has he put some sort of spell on you? Can I see if like Blake has charm person or something on him? Can I do like an Arcana check?
Yeah, you can roll me an insight.
Okay.
Detect bullshittery.
Why are we staring at me?
It's just are you feeling quite well?
Bosco yells, counterspell.
I don't think Bosco has magic, if I'm being honest, Bruce.
I assume, Blake, you're feeling fine, chipper, dandy even.
It's not another kitsune. I'm having a good time. Plus,
You didn't say
Bosco,
a single word to her.
I got nervous, Breeze. Leave me alone. Don't call me out like that in front of my friends. Don't call me out in front of Bosco.
Because Bosco's cool now?
Damn right.
He let me hold his gun on the walk over here. Even Crisis won't let me hold his gun, and I paid for half of it.
All it takes. I thought better of you, to be honest, Blake.
Breeze, I'm a boy. He gave me a toy. I'm a happy fella. I'm a little happy guy. Just a little happy guy.
We're bestest buds now. Thick as thieves.
I mean, you gotta admit, he's more fun then, and I turn into Rick. Vengeance!
Oh man, that's good. You got him to a T.
At least Vengeance had a reasonable head on his shoulders.
Breeze's fists are like clenched into like balls, and she's just staring at Blake like, "The fuck are you talking about?"
You sure you don't want to join?
What? No, I mean, why?
It means you get away from Bosco.
My wife. And
I
smile.
don't have to stay here in the tea house with him anyway.
I mean, someone has to be on Bosco duty.
I turn
No,
into
they
Bosco.
don't. I don't know who he is.
Oh
He's
wow.
the guy who turned
That's
up.
harsh.
What have we done? I say, well, as Bosco.
High five.
I mean,
Yeah.
Need I point out, on our way in here discussing our lodgings, he was not even at all subtle about the idea of him breaking into the embassy. Should we choose to not invite him in?
He's not my responsibility. He's not with us. He's a guy who followed us here, and I'll tell anybody who asks that that's the case.
Alright.
I'm.
Wait, is it likely that your family is going to be at this audience? Is that why you don't want to go?
Can I? So, do I know? Would it be weird? Would they be there? Would they likely be around the main court area?
No,
If I
there is no specific reason your family would actually be at this meeting. It's one that you guys have specifically organised on the basis that you had some very important information to tell her, and it is partially thanks to your family names that you got this such a rapid audience with her. But there's no reason why they would invite your mother.
And it's not likely that they would even... I mean, she's a busy woman. It's not like they would even mention me. I'm inconsequential in the grand scheme of the operations of the Spring Court. Right?
It depends at a gala or something like that, which, they can be thrown at any time at the whim of, any of the noble lords and ladies of the place. It could be mentioned that they spoke to you the other day, depending, but it depends on what your mother's standing is like with the soft lady. It depends on how much.
No.
Well, that's exactly it. How much does Breeze actually know about her mother's political machinations?
I mean, I think a fair amount, right? I think she doesn't know all the subtleties of it because obviously the subtleties are subtle for a reason. But I think she would know her general standing. She wouldn't know if the soft lady liked her or not, but she would know kind of the... She doesn't know what they're like, if they're best buds and they like... But she would know the general...
The soft lady, to your knowledge, the soft lady's temperament is generally pretty open and forgiving. If she did mention you, it wouldn't be malicious. Like, she has no reason to think that you would necessarily... Well, one, she wouldn't necessarily believe any of the rumours coming out of your own court, but also benefit of the doubt. She wants to believe in the best in people, so she would have no reason to maliciously mention to you to your mother if that was the case.
Yeah, it's more just I just don't want my mom to know I'm here.
Yeah.
Even, I mean, I know it's gonna. I know I'm delaying the inevitable, but I'm delaying the inevitable, right? So it's what she would do. I think that I could get away with it somehow. So okay.
Yep.
And I would say to her, look, Hasa, I don't know what good I'll be there in the mood I'm in currently. If she takes us for granted or doesn't believe us, I don't want to say anything that I might regret.
What do you mean?
When are you the hot-headed one?
I don't know, I'm just feeling like everybody's so annoying lately, and I just glance at Bosco, and it's just been a long few weeks. It's been a long week.
All right.
Do you think that are you saying that you don't think you could do this without me?
Her eyes glisten. Are you saying that I'm an integral part of the plan?
Am I needed?
I mean, yeah, this is definitely. I am mature enough to accept when I am not particularly skilled in certain circumstances and situations, and I know that you...
Are you saying everybody has a role?
Asa uses every ounce of his internal strength not to smack the shit out of Blake.
Blake poofs into Hasa and repeats, everybody has their role. Everybody has their role. Stick to your lane.
But yes, what I am saying is that I, for one, would feel a lot more comfortable having you there.
Okay, if it's...
Come on,
Fine.
Breeze. Come talk to the soft lady.
Okay, I smack him.
With a giggle, I poof back to myself.
Do we have anything to prepare? We have the letter.
Yes.
Is there any other evidence or proof that we bring that would strengthen the urgency of the cause? Perhaps we can show some of the flyers that are about town with the symbol on the back. Do they all... Oh, actually, because I assume there's been loads of posters and flyers about the upcoming music festival. Do they all have the symbol on them? Is it like a call to arms kind of thing, or is it just the one we had?
No. The flyer is the flyer. All of the flyers have the same symbol on them, so it wasn't just the one that you had.
Okay.
Yeah, the promotional festival poster for everyone as a reminder is this.
Cryptid symbol on the back.
Yep.
What that water print do? What the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
Oh, sorry, Captain Dreamboat. I've got to close your picture. I'm looking at a baddie.
He did invite us. He did say he would take us clubbing.
Hey, I'm back on board with Captain Dreamboat.
Okay, so we have these. We have the letter.
So let's pretend that for Bosco's sake, who definitely wasn't listening to any of the plan, let's repeat it from the top just to make sure Bosco specifically and no in way, shape or form me knows what's going on.
We don't need Bosco to know the plan because he's not part of the plan.
Okay, well let's pretend that Hasa doesn't know the plan then. And
Basically,
for Hasa's sake,
kidnapped us. Held us at gunpoint.
Yeah. So,
Right.
basically, the three of us, Blake, myself, Breeze, all of us are going to this audience at 1 o'clock. Crisis can keep an eye on Bosco, or pass out from another...
where is Bao?
Or something. Oh, Bao disappeared before we left for the capital.
Have we tried
Following
kitty
some
kitty?
bells.
Yeah, no,
You can try that now.
Bao said he was going to the toilet, then went out of your house, and promptly hasn't returned.
Can you guys remind me to stick a fucking coin on that cat when it's back?
Sure. Although, if, actually, before I continue that, has Bao specified that his parents are, Elpheus and Nemo?
Yes.
Like, in character?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that would work the whole time, given the stories that I've heard about Elpheus and Nemo, unless your coin can travel dimensions.
I mean,
It
the
can probably
coin
travel.
goes where the body goes.
But can you trace it through dimensions?
No, that's a little bit more difficult. That's not really in my skill set.
Sorry for believing in you.
God.
God, I performed one miracle and now it's, oh, Blake, another miracle.
Well, yeah, I kind of expect it from you.
I
Don't worry, I
believe-
won't expect anything from you again.
I have been meaning to ask about that, Blake. I cannot possibly comprehend how much I owe you for that, but surely that didn't come for free.
Yeah, free. Definitely free. Nothing more. Definitely a free transition because
Insight.
Inside.
God loves me.
Roll me a deception as well, Blake.
Do we have advantage because we know Blake?
Oh, do I have advantage because I know Blake?
No, you do not have advantage. Hasa, considering he's your best friend, you believe him. You have no reason not
Hey,
to believe him.
whoa. Repeat it. What am I?
His best friend.
I thought Bosco was his best friend.
To be fair, we take a pinch of salt with everything that Tegan says about the inter-party relations, given what happened in the recap this afternoon.
You do not. We can go back and I can go back and I will clip that later if I have to.
It wasn't in character.
Bet you it was.
Die on this hill.
I take a big old swig of tea.
So what do I know?
He's clearly uncomfortable and lying. You can tell.
We don't have to talk about it now, Blake, but we will talk about it.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to hear, Breeze.
Yeah, well.
Oh, can't you just believe me?
No.
What if I said
And I don't
pretty
get-
please?
And I don't know why you don't want to be honest with us. I thought you considered us friends.
I consider you friends, and I love you all dearly, but there is a very, very big difference between talking about what happened with Temmie and that night, and having some nice tea and some pleasant company before we go
That's
and
not
talk to the
what
stuff.
friendship is. Friendship isn't nice tea and pleasant company. It's the dirty parts, the grit, the hard times, the when somebody's sad, you're fucking there for them. When somebody's having a difficult time, you're there for them. That's what friendship should be. And if we can't be there for you, then I'm not a friend. I'm just some acquaintance.
A little note comes up. Haas will remember this.
You are completely right, and I promise that we will talk about this.
Okay, you have a time limit though, so
All right, you cash that chip in when you're ready.
okay.
Just so everyone's aware, how long is the time limit for Blake's purposes?
You ask about the time limit, and your time limit gets shortened.
Yeah, but you're not the one asking. I'm asking. So you know.
Look, how about we get through this meeting with the big lady, the soft lady, the round lady, the pleasant lady,
How
and
many more ladies all of a sudden?
I had called the round lady before. Is that something unique to Corkwood?
look, it's just a common phrase that the street rats say, you know, all the hip and happening.
Okay.
But let's deal with this. Let's get the fuck out of Dodge so we're away from Breeze's family, and then I will talk to you all about my Lord and Savior.
I look at the sign. How many days until the actual concert itself?
If I remember correctly, you've got, I think, like 4 more days. 3 more days, I think.
Yeah. So I think. Well, I doubt we're going to be out of here within the week, but I guess post concert, unless you feel the urge to be honest with me and trust me or something like
Oh. We will talk about it. I promise you, I will happily answer. Well, I can't answer all questions because I'm not that smart, but I will definitely answer most questions.
that. Meta remembers his character sheet and it's like, oh. Sometimes I think you, I don't know if you're putting yourself down so that people won't expect anything of you, or if you really feel that way about yourself, but it's pretty fucking sad, Blake, and I want you to not think about yourself like that anymore, okay?
You really look out for us all, Breeze. You know that, right?
No, I don't!
I just thought she was bossy.
A natural born leader.
Speaking of natural born leaders and promises and friendship and all of that good, gooey, delicious stuff. Hey, Hasa, what the fuck's to go with the forest? Huh?
Sorry, to clarify, you want to postpone your honest moment until we're done with the audience, but you want me to do mine now?
I don't think you know how deflection works, big guy.
Oh, I'm well aware, I'm just preventing you from doing so.
You promised that you would tell us what the fuck was going on.
Yes, and then we immediately organized an audience.
We're at a tea party. And I give Breeze a little elbow. I'm like, see? Hasa's not telling fucking truths.
I mean, I am telling the truth. We have organized an audience.
That's a double deflection.
If you really want us to go there, I gave my word. I'm happy to start. It's just, it might not be a topic to have right before we go for an audience.
I sit cross-legged. I sip my tea, and I am ready. What's Breeze wearing at the moment?
A question like that is, why is that relevant?
Well, I want to know if she's got like not a tail, but you know what I mean, like something I can grab the back of and pull her down to sit with me cross-legged, like story time.
Just accidentally pants Breeze.
I'm wearing like you could probably grab my dress. Yeah.
Yeah, I am grabbing. Come on, sit with me.
Ah!
Us is telling a story.
Never said it would be a story, but okay.
Does it have dragons?
Why does everything have to have
dragons?
This is like the third time you've brought that up in the last day.
I like dragons.
These nuts.
I like dungeons.
These nuts.
You know, now that I think about it, of all of our adventures so far, we have not actually been to a dungeon, have we? That's kind of like the adventurer cliche, isn't it?
Is it on your list?
Yes, actually.
Well, where's his story?
Bosco's got a point. Where's his story?
Story.
If you want Bosco to leave before you tell your story, that's absolutely understandable. I'll get the guard captain to take him away.
I thought Breeze was like, I'll get the gun.
It's taken out back.
If he looks down, I have taken his gun, and I'm just like, oh, I forgot.
Sorry, old Yeller, you gotta go.
You've been a good raccoon.
No, Bosco is fine as long as he is okay with a not so happy story.
Yeah, go for it.
So Bosco seems like he's lived a not so happy life.
Or to end up with that personality, yes.
Wow.
Sorry, buddy.
Just hang me out there. Wow.
I did say that I would share at least the situation with the forest, so I will. I just want to clarify that this is not by any means going to be an enjoyable story.
Yeah, but it's not my story, so...
What time is it at the moment?
4:30.
4:30.
Oh no, we've missed our meeting.
It's late morning, so it's probably easing on to about 11 a.m.
It is, in fact, late morning. The moon is not out. It is a warm spring day. The air is still and the sky is clear. It is also the 6th rose moon, 1057. The year of our Lord and Saviour.
You're really
It's actually
Blake has just stolen Breeze's phones, opened the calendar app.
it's actually 1057 PV or post Victorum.
Nice.
Post Victoria Beckham.
Actually, I think
What
it's
day is
actually
it, though?
I think it's actually PM post merge. Sorry. It's the 6th day of rose moon.
So that
Yes.
6th day is there's Earth Day, Elves Day, Woods Day, Fire's Day. Ooh, is it Lights Day? No, so it's Dark's Day.
Well, there's no guarantee that the month started at the beginning of the week. Like,
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's one of those.
Give
It
me.
might be a calendar.
Hey, it's story day.
Okay.
Story.
I will be able to tell.
Story.
I will be able to tell you guys to do your story, and I'll be able to tell you in a moment.
alright. Ahasa pulls up a mat, I guess, since there's no fucking chairs in this fucking tea house.
Pretty traditional for a tea house, my dude.
I know. How dare they? Sits down and takes a deep drink of his tea. Growing up, I wasn't particularly pressured with any of the wants or needs of our family's position. There wasn't really any drive for me to take up a position of influence. I was allowed to do my own thing, study my own courses, take my own path, and that primarily came due to the fact of my sister, Noska. She was older than me by about 10 years. She had trained most of her life with the Wilden Seekers and a little bit with the Wilden Keepers, the hunters and scouts of our people. She grew to be quite the survivalist, a brilliant hunter and warrior. She was on track to be one of the greatest protectors of our people for quite some time. By the time that I reached 60, my grandfather and great-grandfather took me out on my first trip outside without coursework. It was more of an excursion, and a gift that they had organized for me. They taught me about all kinds of natural remedies and alchemical creations that the school would never have hoped to have provided for me. They also took me through research and development, the headquarters back home. It was one of the best days of my life for quite some time. And then we, about halfway through the day, we were leaving the research and development headquarters when we heard screaming. Lots of running and shouting. There were bells going off outside the Forest of Valor, alarm bells usually if a beast has gone wild or a fatality has been discovered. Originally we thought it was nothing major. Usually recent fatalities could be recovered. Intensive healing is possible, plus the temples around the city. We had options, but you can see he gets a bit shaky. They came to my parents with a blood-stained cuirass, a piece of armor. That's all they had. It was mangled, soaked in all manner of blood and char and who knows what. My parents sounded the alarm and brought in my grandfather and great-grandfather. A search was conducted and they found my sister. It turns out, for my 60th, Noska had planned a gift. A great tooth taken from one of the grand beasts in the forest. A memento, something to remember her and the family while I was away. From what the physicians and clerics and such could say, they were ambushed. She was taken away from any reinforcements and eviscerated. He just goes quiet for a while.
And
I slap Bosco over the back of the head.
They were able to find enough remains to conduct a proper funeral for her. Not enough to conduct any form of resurrection. The beast, or beasts, that killed her were not determined, were not discovered, and therefore were not found. But it was something. There was something strange about it. Most of the beasts in the Forest of Valor, they are strong, they are ferocious, they're incredible. But they're bestial in nature. They don't hunt for glory or for malice, they hunt to live. Her remains were played with. It didn't look right. It took a long, long time for any of us to make much in the way of progress after her passing, and I buried myself into my studies. I got through most of my qualifications by that point. However, maybe 20 years after that, my grandfather, Elias, was found murdered. Not suicide, not accident, very, very clearly murdered. His remains were similarly mangled, and his belongings were rifled through like someone was searching for something or just looting, I'm not sure, but they took something. And it was at that point that I sort of sparked this notion in my head that they were connected. My family refused to start any form of investigation into her death. My grandfather, sure, but my sister, they claimed it was an accident. Any time my family has been isolated for too long, they've wound up dead. Now you know. That's why I don't like being in the forest alone.
Well, considering there are no dragons, that wasn't too bad a story.
Is PvP forbidden? Like, can I punch him in the face?
You can punch him in the face, you're just not allowed to kill each other.
I go to punch him in the face, and then I stop, and I turn and walk to Hasta and give him a hug.
I slap him over the back of the head again.
But you stop that.
Can you stop being so inconsiderate for 5 minutes?
I was just giving him a hint, a tip, and I actually said it was a nice story. What's the problem?
So, stories that are like heartfelt don't need constructive criticism, Bosco.
Fine. I'm sorry for your loss, sis.
Thank you, Bosco.
The added S.
He's just like, he says that, but he's like, he pauses for a moment and just almost like buries his head in the hug.
They do it right.
You did good. Just be considerate.
I'll try harder.
There's hope for you, yeah. Blake stands up and turns around and walks over and joins the hug. I'm sorry you had to go through that by yourself.
And for what it's worth, I believe you.
Thank you. And I mean, I haven't entirely been by myself. My family has tried to console one another, and I had Ash. I built
Ash
him...
is the robot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Haven't met? Have heard stories?
Yes, he was constructed specifically to help. You know how some people have support animals?
You build a friend?
He was like a heavily armored emotional support golem.
He was Baymax.
He was Baymax, yeah.
Why did you send him away? Did you feel like you just didn't need him anymore?
Yeah, I wanted to see if I could make it on my own for a bit, and I met you all. Which brings me to my next point. I am sorry. No, that doesn't even quite work.
No, that's all right. I accept your apology.
I'm sorry.
He wasn't talking to me, was he?
For what?
For putting on a persona, for lying, for covering up even my accent.
I knew you had a fake accent. Tammy was so right.
I thought if I walked a mile in my great-grandfather's footsteps, I might be able to scrounge together some of his courage, bathe for a moment in some of his glory, but
And don't you have too much of your own?
Sorry?
Turns out you have too much of your own courage. You didn't need his.
And besides, dude, look what happened to him.
Well, my great-grandfather is very much alive. He is an archdruid and almost entirely in charge of the islands. He likes to think so.
Wow. Connections.
Yes, he's actually friends with Bao's parents. Well, friends is a strong word.
It is a strong word.
Just watching Tegan's response.
Uh-huh.
Look, like I said, I'm sorry for hiding so much and lying, pretending to be someone I'm not. I am not
Everybody does
courageous.
that. Yes, you are. You stood with me on the battlefield. We fought together. I know that you're brave. That wasn't your great-grandfather, that was you. It wasn't the accent that made you fight. It was you.
Thank you.
And whoever amongst us doesn't, put on a persona. I pretended that I was, cool and...
Like, you're not cool?
You are cool.
Do you not remember building that tent in 5 seconds?
I thought that was very cool.
We were kind of amazed.
I've never actually built a tent before.
Oh, you fooled us.
And remember when you punched that tree?
That tree had it coming.
Yeah.
It really hurt my face. I tried to be really brave about it, but it actually really hurt. I didn't know you all saw that. I thought just Rick saw that. Ugh.
Well, I heard it. I didn't see it, but
Yeah.
I
And
looked back and you were the only one nursing your fist, so I assumed it was you.
I mean, I saw, but then I kind of got caught up with our gun-toting idiot friend, and the conversation sort of went to the back burner awfully quick once I had a gun pointed at my face.
Oh, that's right. You heard Evil laughing and shit in the shadows.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I have got so many things to talk to people about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that. By the way, I didn't mention that Crisis isn't back because he went to find some home country chicken or something. I don't know.
I just check it back.
I should have gone with him.
I mean, you still can. Door's over there.
You can leave anytime you want. Don't worry, you won't be missed.
Freeze.
Anyway, what? I'd hate him.
I understand that, but come on.
She's warming up to me.
You can't let him have that power over you. Just smile and wave. Kill him with kindness.
Yeah, try that.
Before we...
Plus, if you
Right.
actually kill him, I don't know if anyone's going to miss him.
I feel like his...
I'm right here.
I turn
But thank
into
you,
Bosco. I'm right here.
I
But thank
feel
you,
like
Annie.
his brother will.
Nah.
Nah.
Before we drag Blake into the honesty chair,
Blake's not here right now.
freeze. I admit, as I said, I have been hiding things, but I can't help but notice that I'm not the only one, and neither is Blake. You
Bosco?
Bosco?
seemed very uncomfortable quite a few times, and you mentioned something about my bucket list?
Yes, but
Please, I just divulged 2 deaths in the family. I would really prefer we didn't dodge any questions.
I wasn't going to dodge a question. I really don't think you may feel comfortable around certain people, but I don't know them yet, and I suppose perhaps when us 3 are alone at some point later, we could talk about it. I'm not trying to hide anything.
Very well. Blake,
Yes. I mean, Blake's not here.
I don't sound like that.
I don't sound like that.
Dude, stop it.
in Sylvan, you understand that Bosco clearly is some kind of rabid trash animal, yes?
I reply in Sylvan. Yes.
I
Wait.
look to Bosco to see if he reacts. Like, I'm trying to determine whether Bosco understands Sylvan.
He's just shaking his head and just looking around. Trying to work out what you're saying.
Do I need to insight to tell that he doesn't know, or are you happy to divulge that he doesn't know?
He doesn't know.
Okay. Are you more comfortable with this than Breeze? He seems to not understand.
It's not that I don't want to talk about it, but I would rather. Everything right now with my family being here, and I would at least like to get the meeting with the soft lady out of the way so that I can just know that I did my job. We did the thing that we came here to do, and then I could be a mess if that's what people want.
I'm not expecting you to be a mess, not anything like that, but if you believe it's that
It's just
dire...
nothing. I don't have secrets like you have secrets. I just a messy person, I suppose. It's just, it's not even, it's just, it was a the whole this thing was just a misunderstanding. And,
Well, when you feel safe and comfortable to do so, I would prefer that we cleared the air on that.
I promise you, I will.
You guys are being really rude.
Back
You
in
guys are being
comment.
really rude.
Back in comment. Blake, your turn. We've still got an hour.
With a poof, I return back to myself. Oh, do we have to?
Story, 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 story.
Shove a dragon in it somewhere as well for Bosco because his tiny brain
Oh yeah, please do.
needs the stimulation.
I mean, it's not really a story as such.
Oh, that's gonna be good then. Let's go.
Tammy
I would like
was
you to explain.
okay. Well, Tammy was dying, dead, past tense. I simply made a deal with Shinzi not to make her dead no more.
Which implies that Shinzi got something in return.
Sort of.
Or at the very least, you lost something in return.
I take another big old swig of tea. I don't want to have this conversation.
Come on. Spit it out.
Not the tea, that's expensive.
I gave up a tail so that she could live.
You gave her a what?
I'm sorry, what?
I gave up a tail so that she could live.
Well,
Whose
does that-
tail?
What does that mean?
So you know how I have these and I wiggle my tails.
Right.
I count them. Does he have the same number that he did before?
So
Yeah, he does.
Okay.
I believe at the moment he's got 2.
I do have to. We can have. Nash, you need to pick an in or an out, my dude. I am getting real over this. Out then. Every time he opens that door, cold air blasts back inside.
Can't you put something in front of it?
I have. I'm gonna lock it in a minute. If he keeps up, he can just have the whole fucking house to himself.
That's his plan.
So, I mean, I'm not really, sure on all the deep lore, if you will, on it. As we, grow and we mature and basically get stronger, a tail. The number of tails we have is like a sign of our, our strength, our enlightenment, just our ability, really, I guess, is like the most basic way to put it. So yeah, tail number 9's never gonna happen. It is a no-go.
You gave up your life potential so that she could live.
It's not important. Probably wouldn't have got there anyway.
Oh. I don't know if we're still all hugging. I assume we've broken away, but then I turn and give him a big hug. It is important. You did an incredible thing.
I cuddle into Breeze a bit more, but I'm like, it's not a big deal.
I see that he's not into the hug, and I just
Oh,
break away.
I'm into the hug. I have like nuzzled right in, but I am trying to downplay this as much as I can.
Dude, I only get one tail.
Yeah, you do.
Why are you acting like it's not important? Is it because you don't want us to praise you or to acknowledge what you sacrificed? Is it because you haven't fully come to terms with it yourself?
I mean, I get the implications of it, but like, what's stressing over it gonna fucking do? What happened was a fucking disaster, and I couldn't live with myself if I didn't do everything in my power to help those in need. It's what Shinzi would have wanted, and at the end of the day, it's what I did.
So essentially, you've got a spirit tail. You don't have to have a real one. You have a spirit tail.
I like that logic, Bosco.
You say it's what Shinzi wanted, but isn't it more that that's what Shinzi demanded? Does he always demand so much?
I mean, it's not what he demanded. It's what I offered. Shinzi was never going to bring back. He wasn't going to bring someone back. That would offset the balance. You can't just pluck a soul out of nothingness and put it back in a body. Like, that's not balance. That's going to upset things.
I think the balance is already a little bit off.
Yeah, and Blake, again, while I am incredibly grateful, I feel like surely there could have been another option. If you had spoken to me, I would have happily provided something, anything.
Shinzi's my god, and at the end of the day, I don't think it was much of a... Get down, Nash. I want my seat back. We're not doing this.
Well, as stupid as that was a pretty big thing to do.
Absolutely.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Respect, my man.
Fist bump.
I reach over the hug from Breeze and give a little fist bump.
I was birthed from the womb of a dragon.
Oh, I'm
No.
interested.
That's my secret.
Really?
What's that?
An ancient platinum dragon.
That explain why you're so cranky.
Sorry, that was just maybe shut him up for a moment.
Here, let's try this. I grab out a few ingredients and whip something up real quick, and I'm gonna toss Bosco a small little pellet, like a boba-sized black sphere. Chew on that for a bit. Fucking 30!
Interesting flavor.
Strange. I usually make them flavorless.
A lack of
I got a very sensitive palate.
Alright, well, that should keep you fed, nourished, and sustained for a full day, and hopefully full enough to be tired and go the fuck to sleep.
It really did it with some chicken.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Breeze.
I just don't think I'm ever gonna get quite used to your real voice.
I mean, if you really need I've been
No,
practicing
no,
for
no, 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 no,
years.
no. That's not what I'm saying. It's just a surprise. I really speak like this, so I do. So you know. No, I
Oh
don't.
my
I don't.
god.
I don't. I don't. Right. So, 40 minutes. I should probably. I will try out. So I'll go into a corner and just try and do the best kind of outfit I can with my
Yep.
bubble weave.
Yeah. You tidy yourself up.
While I have them, I'm just gonna pop one of my provision pearls and I'll hand one to Blake.
Down the hatch.
It's good berry. It's just a fucking good berry.
But it's called a provision ball.
Oh yeah, no. I was bored and I had like 2 hours before session, so I went through all of my spells and changed them to more scientific sounding alchemy shit.
I never do stuff like that. I should do something.
So, you guys manage to tidy yourselves up. You finish up your snacks, your tea, as the time is drawing near. You know it's going to take, maybe 10-15 minutes to walk there, especially if you're trying to hopefully sneak past the Spring Embassy and not get caught.
Mhm.
I mean, technically we're already past it.
To go into
We're
the
going
Warren?
to the palace, aren't we?
No, you're going to the Warren.
The what? Where? What?
So,
Can't even
this
see
is
it.
where
All
you
the
are,
names tiny. Ah, there it is.
and this is where you're going. Which the gate for it is here.
Isn't that also a gate?
That one is...
That looks the same.
Yes. It's not the official gate. It's like going to someone's back door and going...
Sneaking in the back door.
Yeah, sneaking in the back door. Yes.
Party's catchphrase. Sneak in the back door.
Okay. So, you make your way out and through the streets of the Ambrosial Gardens. As stated before, it is quiet in here. It is perfectly respectable. The streets are very clean. There are no there is no litter. There is no graffiti anywhere. It's just a very upmarket area. Blake, for you, because obviously you didn't get the full description. Everything has very, very high walls. That's something that you're noticing in this area, Blake.
I don't like that. I'm feeling very caged in right now.
You say that out loud?
I'm fidgeting with my pants. I'm not having a great time if there's big, huge walls all around me. But
Sorry, go ahead.
no,
Okay.
that's it. I'm just fidgeting. I'm not having a great time.
After Blake said his story about like what he gave up, I remember the Kitsune attendant. How many tails did she have?
She had 4.
Okay.
Did Bosco stay at the tea house?
I don't know, did Bosco stay at the
Yes,
tea
he did.
house? Are they paying for more food for Bosco at the tea house?
Bosco's paying for Bosco.
Well, because normally it is like you're at a cafe, essentially. So you're now sitting here for a prolonged period of time. Okay, you start up a tab of food with your TV that's blaring. They keep bringing food. You can see...
Babies, it's WrestleMania! Can I get a piece of paper and a pen to write on if I can, please?
Of course. She
Just
brings...
Thank you.
Fuck you over and over.
She brings you a sheaf of paper and
I will not
a fountain
rub the
pen.
emissary. I will not rub the emissary. I will not rub the.
If I write something, can you get it delivered?
Of course. It depends on where you want to go as to the postage fees.
They're gonna
But
postage. Okay. Okay. No worries. Thanks. I'll let you know in a minute.
of course. So, the rest of you are making your way to the Warren. We'll take a quick 5-minute break right there, I think. So, we will be
Why?
back.
Is something dramatic going to happen?
We will be back in 5 minutes. Get a drink, go to the
We'll come
bathroom, and we'll see you then.
We come back to roll for.
I hope it's if they
Hello.
ambush me. I hope it's next session.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
Yay! We're
Woo.
back. So, after
Merry
some
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Happy Kaiser.
It's Chrysler.
After some very lovely, heartfelt sharing amongst the group. After some very heartfelt sharing amongst the group, they have decided to go off and meet with the soft lady. They're meeting, leaving Bosco to his own devices.
Mistake. You always keep little animals like that within view.
Well, I would like to say, because again, he's not here to defend himself, you leave him with Crisis.
Even worse
It was
decision.
here with a bucket of chicken. I'm gonna say.
He's happy. There's much. Crisis isn't because I'm pinching his chicken.
So, as you are munching away, the rest of you are heading to the Warren. For those who have never been to the capital here, it is a very interesting place, the Warren. It appears to be a giant hill that has multiple doors, multiple windows, but a large set of stairs leading up to what appears to be a very big, round, circular, Hobbit-style door that leads underground. You can see that there are balcony pavilions out from some of the windows that kind of seem to section off, but this hill is enormous. It is exactly as you would expect to see out in the fields of what you would expect to see for a rabbit warren. As you approach the door, all of you who are dressed as nicely as possible, I'm assuming, for this, all three of you, I'm assuming you knock.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought it wasn't going to be the sort of place where you knock. I thought it was the sort of place where they see you coming and the doors just slowly open.
I was just going to open the door.
Actually, as we're approaching, Hauser reaches up and activates his earring.
Okay.
And will message the maid
Okay. You
to
activate.
announce their arrival.
Okay. So you are going to message the maid.
The one that
Maid?
they spoke to before.
Okay.
She's not maid.
Kiyomi
That's
is a
what-
maid, yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hold on a second. You didn't say there'd be kitsune baddies here.
I
Okay.
thought she was an assistant for some reason.
She's personal assistant. She's the personal maid, so she is kind of a personal assistant slash, a personal
But
advisor
with a
kind
cute,
of.
with a cute, so she's with a cuter outfit. Okay.
I guess. Okay, so as you send the message, this large wooden door slowly opens, and there you see a about a 5'5" Kenku staring back at you. She has a metallic beak plate with gold chains, all linking back as a form of jewellery. She's in a very lovely fitted doublet in a lovely deep brown with lace at the neck, and she looks at all of you, her hands at her side. Guests?
Princess Les Lemery and Hassaru.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes, the sweet lady will see
haven't-
you. Follow me.
The sweet lady, is that a new one? It'd be funny if she called her the round lady. She's like, the round lady will see you.
So that is her name.
It's yeah.
The butler hops back out of the way to let you through, her hand on the door. In the way that you see ravens do, she hops out of the way.
We're going down a tunnel.
Yes, you are going underground.
Foxes burrow.
They do burrow. I just don't like going to places I haven't been before, especially if they're enclosed.
As you
I have
enter
been here
in,
before.
she closes the
It's
door.
literally the name. It's called the Warren. Sorry, go on.
She closes the door behind you. Weapons, coats. Allow me to
No,
take
thank
them,
you.
please.
We have our own.
Allow me to take them,
Just about to
please.
say that.
To catch everyone up to speed again, for those who weren't at the meeting and for those who weren't at the session,
Yes.
we aren't allowed weapons. Hasa then proceeds, like that one character in Sinbad. when
Yeah, just
entering
did
the
it.
weapon. He will offload brass knuckles, a chained light dagger, a collapsible baton, a dagger, and a garrote.
I look impressed.
Oh, and 3 concussion grenades, 1 fragmentation grenade, and a smokescreen grenade.
She opens a
pull out my
bag
lights.
and lets you put it into the. She opens up a drawstring bag and allows you to place them inside.
I take out my light blade, a dagger, and then that really cool dagger that I got from Lady Process.
Yeah.
Nice.
You put it into the bag of holding she's got out for you.
Hasa contemplates whether a mining pick and a sledgehammer count as weapons.
I want to know how Haas is managing to carry all of this.
I need to remind you 3 times now that I have 2 bags of holding
We have
4 arms.
and 4 arms.
And 6 strength.
Bag of holding!
Bag of holding.
True, yes. I know.
After some contemplation, he hefts the mining pick out of his bag of holding, puts it in the other bag of holding.
If he looks like he's about to collapse, I'll go and try and help him with my.
Riath looks at you, takes that, then waits next to Blake and kind of just blinks at him.
Like, all weapons?
All weapons, please.
Without your dick.
What?
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Wow.
You let the invasive thoughts win over.
I can't. I'm sorry. I'll go.
It's okay.
Nice. We approve.
She's just waiting.
Come on.
Don't like this. I dropped my light blade in there.
Thank you. I'll hang these up for you, and when you're ready to leave, come find me. I'll be able to give them back then.
Hold on. I give him my knuckle busters. And a smoke grenade.
Oh, wait, hold on. He pulls the shovel out of his bag and the sledgehammer.
Wonderful. Oh. It would seem that I don't have to take you to see the lady. Kiyomi. The lady's 1 p.m. is here. As the baddie shows up.
She's
Oh,
back.
The baddie.
The
I mean, we
baddie.
haven't
The
seen the art of the
baddie.
Kenku. The Kenku could somehow be a baddie too. You never know.
That's true.
Do not. There we go.
She could be a hot bird.
I mean,
Nah, fuck her off.
Those eyes, though. Those
Fuck off,
eyes,
bird.
he
though.
does have fuck me eyes. Not gonna lie.
Nah, fuck off, bird. Show me the fuck gal.
He's so cute.
Yep, so
Looks
there
like
we
a
go.
nice cuddle buddy.
As Kiyomi arrives, her feet are soft, like her footfall is soft on the marble floors.
I was gonna say, who's feeling her feet?
Yes.
Blake.
And 4 tails.
I don't know why I asked,
Yes,
like,
she has these lovely fluffy white black tipped tails behind her as she
Oh,
arrives.
she's what is she? Blake's fucking.
She's the opposite of Blake.
Yeah, she's the opposite. Blake's a Yako, and she's a
Zenko.
Yeah, Zenko. She's touched by God. She's Shinzi's favorite.
And she's now yours.
Oh,
Welcome to the Warren. If you would like, we can take you through, unless you need to refresh yourselves.
No, we are quite refreshed, thank you.
Yes.
And I look up, I side-eye Blake.
fuck, breathe. Get a drink.
Well, I'll speak to the lady with your words.
No, I'm nervous.
Are you quite all right?
Yeah, we're good. All good. All good.
Of course. If you'd like to follow me.
I push him to the front.
Here we
So he's
go.
there.
It's been a while since I've seen that kind of armor before. She looks Blake up and down.
Ooh.
Oh no. Yeah, I got it in my travels.
Oh,
I
so it's purely symbolic then.
mean, it sort of works. It's mostly symbolic. I like your I like your feathers.
Thank you.
Breeze, I'm drowning here.
I hand him a raft.
She has a raft in her pocket.
I must say, I was expecting underground.
The Warren is one of the Soft Lady's many residences. This is obviously just her embassy here. She actually has grounds further out by the lake, where she oversees it, as obviously this is the main domain of the Flower Prince. And obviously,
Is he a badger?
Obviously, the Flower Prince. Don't you know anything, Hasa?
no, the Flower Prince is a nymph.
No, that was out of character because
Oh.
obviously I would know.
Yes.
I was just thinking the Warren. So
And obviously the Green King also oversees everywhere, but mainly this is the domain of the Flower Prince, yes. But
Obviously. Green King, Flower Prince, all very standard. Everyone knows this sort of stuff. Like taxes. Everyone knows all about them.
well, yes, the ruling lords and ladies of the Spring Court.
Blake takes a great interest. He's a bit of a scholar in that regard, so
Oh.
he takes a great interest. Perhaps you could speak with him about it at some time.
Or
I would
I
be
shoot
certain.
Bruce daggers.
I would be certainly happy to give any informative lessons.
She wants to give you lessons.
I don't know anything about the royalty
Yes,
of this
But
place.
the thing is, unfortunately, all his learning is from books.
Oh,
And I think
Are you looking for a
personal...
position as a household healer?
Look, if I'm being honest, I don't really want to give up punching things just yet.
Oh, so the holy symbol is purely symbolic then? You're not actually a healer?
Oh, no. I am indeed a follower of Shinzi, a cleric, if you will.
Oh, but...
Have been known to perform a miracle or two.
Oh, you can actually
Stop
do...
weeping.
You can actually do healing magics.
Yeah, that's part of my whole job.
Oh,
Revive the dying, heal the broken, punch the bad guys in the head.
so you've heard of the 13, then?
Obviously, I've heard of the 13. Everyone who's anyone.
I'm assuming you're training to become one of them. Everyone knows that Shinzi's chosen to become one of the 13.
Obviously, everyone knows that. Everyone knows that.
Roll me deception.
Oh, why can't anyone ever just believe me?
You can roll an insight check if you like. Because, yeah, Kiyomi.
Damn.
Yeah, Kiyomi.
Like,
He
is
knows
like,
all about that. He knows
Yeah.
all about that. Oh.
oh, well, I do know that they are meeting in conclave, in about 3 weeks.
Awesome. If I have time, I'll drop by. Before that, we've got a lot to deal with, but very busy schedule, lots of bad guys to punch, miracles to perform.
You haven't received your invitation then yet?
No, not yet. I'm sure it'll come. Probably, maybe, possibly not.
I can certainly reach out to Taura and make sure that you receive one.
It's all right. I'll see Taz later. Don't stress. Somebody fucking help me.
He's been moving around a lot, you see, so people don't know his address.
Oh,
He's been out performing miracles and healing the sick and cuddling the dying. She wonders why she said that.
I mean, it's unusual for the postal service to have missed you, but
He's an unusual man.
Oh, he
I
must
step
be.
back.
The 13 doesn't usually take new recruits, so the fact that you are blessed by Shinzi, you must be extremely talented.
Enough about me, Kiyomi. That's definitely enough about me. How do you like the capital? Fuck.
I mean, it's nice. There's always plenty to do and plenty of meetings to be had, and obviously we're very much looking forward to the upcoming festival with Vale.
Big Vale fan, are you?
Not particularly, but the rest of the town...
Strange. Everybody I meet says the same thing. They say that they themselves are not a Vale fan, but everybody else is. I've never met anybody who... It's just rare to meet people who are actually Vale fans. It just seems like everybody else is a Vale fan.
I mean, it is great for the city. Thanks, Kev. Yeah, it's great tourism for the city, and obviously we love all of the other events that happen around Vale's festival. We have theatre productions, we've got all number of bards coming in from all over the place. Scholars definitely come to have words with the man as well. He's quite insightful.
So I've heard, yeah.
He's gonna bring a lot of trouble with him, from what we understand.
I mean, any celebrity generally does. Isn't that right, Your Highness?
I'd look at Haza.
Did she just refer to me as trouble?
Oh, I mean, he can be a little bit of trouble, but he's charming with it.
Oh, I was assuming that we were talking about the tabloids coming out of the Spring Court and Corkwood.
What are the, what's the, I haven't been keeping up on the news. What's the latest gossip?
Oh, your impending nuptials to Mr. Rook here, and your extended hiatus from court.
We're so in love.
There are some tales from other Eladrin sources that maybe the hiatus isn't all it seems. She gives you a look, Braze. Sure.
Ooh.
Why, yes, I didn't know that it was the business of people in your court to gossip so.
Oh.
I guess the business of all courts to gossip.
Oh, it's not the business of the court to gossip, but it is our jobs to ascertain truth from fiction. After all, we do need to know the matters of the courts that we work closely with and oversee.
What does my 22 tell me?
She is definitely needling you to see some reaction of truthfulness.
Okay. So knowing that she's needling me, I put up a wall against it, and I just smile and say, "Oh, really? Well, what else could it be?" And just act like I was confused as you are.
Oh, just... Never mind. Obviously, the rumors are unfounded.
Probably. There's so many, I can hardly keep track.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time that the Tirniatra boys have lied. They are quite the troublemakers, aren't they?
The who now? Out of character, can you spell that?
Sure.
In character, the who now?
The who, what, and when?
The who's here. Can't wait for them to perform.
I'm just waiting to see boys spelled B-O-Y or like B-O-I-Z.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the jiggles.
Turns out they're like a band.
I know specifically who she's talking about, right?
Yes.
I'm guessing. Yeah, okay.
My favorite hit band, the Jiggles. Just a bunch of gelatinous cubes.
Different colour, of course.
Yeah, dyed to be different colours.
It really isn't the first time they've lied. In fact, they have kind of the reputation for their lies. Yeah.
Yes. Well, that's why.
Bunch of liars.
Well, that's why we like to get to the bottom of it. After all, sometimes when a girl says no, she means no. Isn't that right, Your Highness?
I feel like every time a girl says no, she means no.
She's just giving you a very knowing look, Breeze.
That's exactly right. And I give her a small smile. Like, it's genuine, but it's just small.
Hey guys, speaking of lies, what the fuck is the 13? Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real with you fellas for a second here. Kiyomi, you're like the second kitsune I've ever met, excluding myself. So, what is going on?
Oh,
You were so convincing!
if you didn't know, you could have genuinely asked. I'm sure that they would welcome you at the Enclave. The 13. Essentially the 13 kitsune of, well, everything. They oversee, at least by kitsune creation standards, they oversee powers of various elements. And they're obviously all ruled over by Zashinzi.
Okay, I get that bit, but like I've only spoken to Shinzi like once, if I'm lucky. Like,
It's more than most.
I just don't know anything about my own culture. I wasn't raised in it.
I'm
And-
happy to help if you want. Or, well, I can get you an invitation to the Enclave and you can go meet the 13, ask your questions.
I mean, are you going?
If I can get the time off. I'm unfortunately not predisposed to the teachings.
Well, I'm not going alone, especially considering I know nothing about our culture. So I will work on
your
getting you the
friends-
time off.
Your friends are more than welcome to join.
Well, obviously, but I mean, yeah, obviously, that is the end of that sentence.
Well, if you're ready.
But yes, if you do have spare time, I'm sure that Blake would love for you to instruct him and teach him a little bit about the 13.
Oh,
We're
certainly.
going to be in town for a few days, so...
Where are you planning on staying?
Where are we planning on staying, lads?
I'm
I
assuming
think of
I can meet you at
Nice.
the embassy.
Thursday.
You're
Probably
whoa, whoa, whoa,
not.
whoa, 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 whoa! You're staying where, Breeze?
No, I was saying to the GM out of character, what's the nicest inn I can think of that isn't likely to be absolutely rammed and too expensive?
You're probably looking somewhere in one of the surrounding suburbs. So the Dark Moon Tap Room, or
I like the name. I'm kind of already sold.
or even the Sweet Kitsune Brewhouse in the Narcisse Ward.
Oh, this is tough. The Dark Moon is so gothic and cool, but Kitsune Tap House. Hold on. And does anybody... I would have talked to you guys about this earlier. Does anybody have a vote?
I vote Dark Moon.
Dark Moon, okay. Anybody else?
Obviously,
Is it
Ty's
out of
gonna be
character?
all for the Sweet Kitsune.
Kitsune, Kitsune, Kitsune.
Alright, Kitsune.
I thought... Wait, we have 2-1.
Do we?
That is how democracy works, James.
What did Bosco say?
I
Even though I
ain't
wouldn't
there.
have counted his... I wouldn't... No, but this was earlier. I would have talked about this earlier. And I wouldn't have counted your vote. But I'm so
What did you
curious.
say so we can ignore it?
Yeah, you would have gone dark.
Oh, no, I want to go Kitsune. No. No. Alright, sorry. Well, let's go... Okay, we're staying at the Dark Moon.
Oh.
We decided, I don't usually stay in that part of the city, and I thought I'd branch out.
Roll me deception.
Where is my character sheet, and why do I lose it every time I need to roll?
We
Okay,
did
here we
also hear quite a few good things while we were travelling, so we thought we might give that one a go.
Do I get advantage because of the help action?
Sure.
Thank you. You're the best. 18.
I can understand that. Sometimes not wanting to be in the midst of it all is understandable. However, she points at the big double door. If you're ready, we can go in. Your friend's already here waiting for you.
Huh?
What?
I look around.
Oh, he's been here for some
I-
time.
I have the practice court face. I'm trying. I just sort of look at the others like and raise a slight eyebrow, but I'm not trying to look too shocked.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
Hauser is stern-faced. He is almost certain who we're about to run into.
I'm so confused. I am not even hiding it. I'm like,
Somebody's.
what?
No, remember that we. This is fine. This is fine. And I will come through. With all
hate
grace
surprises.
and propriety.
As you walk in, you see a small grouping of people up at the top dais. You see, firstly, you see a very tall gentleman, about 7 feet tall, very lanky, wearing all white with shocks of pink and blue and yellow candy striping all through his clothes. He has pom-poms. He's got a giant white top hat with just these gumdrop buttons all the way up this top hat. This is the Chancellor Mary's Grumbles, this gentleman.
I hate him. I hate him so much.
Standing next to him is a much, much shorter woman. She's about 4'8". She has brown hair. You can see that she has armoured pauldrons, a tabard. By her side, she has a very large sword. She has unusual kind of colouring to her face. She's quite, got quite a pale face, but she's got these darker orange patches over her eyes. And if you look closely, she has very, very large pupils and little fangs as you meet the Knight Captain, Etheria. She is a porgling.
Oh, oh, she looks so little and her head's so big.
Standing there at about 5'10", you see a Heron woman. She's got a waistcoat with a lovely white satin doublet. She has a gold undercoat under the waistcoat. With very large ears. Her fur is plush and soft and white with a little whiffly pink nose that you know to be as the Soft Lady, her ladyship, Carney Gia, and standing there talking to them all
He's so
in
beautiful.
all of his hairless glory, in his blue poncho. A little.
He's actually not wearing his blue poncho. At
Oh,
the
you're not
moment.
wearing a blue poncho.
He dressed nice.
He dressed
nice.
nice.
He's wearing like a white blouse with like gold trimmings and stuff on it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Yeah, he's kind of fancy. He's not underdressed. He's not underdressed.
You see Bao.
You see Bao, and he's got a new hat. He's got a new paper hat.
Got a new paper hat.
Now starting to think that like Bao is one of those creatures of legend, like that pop up. in
Cryptid.
Like yeah, but mysterious.
You wouldn't be wrong at this point.
You wouldn't be wrong.
Tom Bombadil.
Blake is like, you can see on his face that he is shocked and a little bit confused and not quite exactly sure how Bao has A, beaten them here, and B, actually...
It is actually like he would be having like a pretty casual conversation, like, oh yeah, the dreamscapes are like pretty cool, you know. Like, have you guys ever been to dreamscapes? It's pretty swag. They talk about experiences and stuff, and you know, just having casual conversation and talking to them as well.
Hey, Bao. Blake walks past the other two.
Hi!
What you doing? Where you
I'm just-
been?
I just did my usual little wander. Little, you know how I like to wander.
Blake moves closer, puts an arm over Bao, puts a coin in Bao's hand, and goes, "You dropped this. Keep it on you."
I didn't drop this.
You did.
No, I didn't.
Well,
I'd
it's yours.
remember if something this shiny had gotten out my hands.
Well, then I'm gifting it to you. You keep this. So, as a token of our friendship, I have missed you, buddy.
Oh, thank you.
As you say this, Blake, you notice that the room is silent as Hasa and Breeze are still deep in curtsy, deep in bow. No, as in the formation, not the I knew you were all going to go there.
Oh my god.
Rudeness.
Oh my.
Rudeness. God, how did I know you were
Like,
going to do that?
she's so shocked though, but Breeze is like,
And
so
you
shocked,
notice then, Blake, that the 5'10" rabbit woman is looking down at you with absolute disdain. She's not saying anything as she's resting on her walking stick. She's got a cane, but it is purely ornamental, you can tell. But she's resting on it, just looking at you. Waiting.
Hasso reaches up to scratch behind his ear, briefly, subtly activates his earring. Bow now, or you will never live it down. You hear it in your head.
I chuckle, take a step back, split into three, and all three of us bow at once.
Ooh,
Well, it's certainly the first time I've had someone with such rough manners in here. Master Rook, Princess Lemary, I thought you would have chosen your friends more wisely, or at least educated them on proper protocol.
He is a good friend and true. He is, however, as many who have a bold spirit, was carried away at the sight of an old friend and forgot himself.
And also hear you talking about him.
All of us are sometimes flawed. Please excuse my friend. What he lacks in grace and dignity, he makes up for in spirit and kindness.
Our deepest apologies.
Maybe it is a recommendation that until he learns some more court manners, he not join you. I'll see it as your personal gift to me that you make sure he has the best education.
We'll make sure that he does. There are many around court who may advise him.
Oh, I'll be
And I indicate you again.
I'll be sending my own personal tutor to make sure he gets the proper protocol trainings. I assume that you're going to be free for the next 3 days?
Indeed.
Of course.
Excuse me?
Say yes.
3 days of tutoring.
Well, I assume if your learning and mind are as quick as your reactions, you'll pick things up very quickly, Mr.
Phoenix, Blake, pleasure to meet you. I don't have, respectfully, your honor, your courtship, your loveliness, I don't have 3 days to do some Top Gun tutoring.
Oh, but I insist. I want you to be my personal guest at my gathering after the festival in 3 days.
Don't like that.
I send a message, like with the message controversy. She insists. She's insisting. Say you would be grateful.
I would be grateful and I would be honored.
Wonderful. Obviously, bow, darling. Your friends are all welcome. So she gives you a pat on the hand.
Val just like gives a big old smile.
Old close personal friends with the soft lady this whole time. You didn't mention it. Best is you wear matching friendship bracelets. So you didn't mention it. Oh,
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
She has the soft lady tattooed on her chest. He has the soft lady tattooed
Yeah.
on his chest.
and yeah, and the soft lady has his name tattooed on her chest as well. It's like, jeez. No, the other way around. Yeah, Bow's name.
Right, now that that little bit of unpleasantness is all out of the way, Breeze, dear, you
Oh.
wanted to come and have some words with me. She comes over and she takes your hands in hers, Breeze, as she brings you over to sit you on a seat next to her throne.
Matters of great import. We have been rocked recently by strange portals and I would explain it myself, but I think perhaps the letter from the Knight Commander of Corkwood would explain the situation a little better. And if you have clarifying details to ask,
yes.
I am at the readiness to answer them. And I hand over the letter,
Of
which
course,
I've
of
kept in
course.
pristine condition.
Maurice, can you take that? Have a look over it for us. The gentleman, you realise as he steps over to you, the 7-foot-tall gentleman steps over to you, Breeze, you get this waft of just candy and sugar coming off of this gentleman. It's got a slight undertone of like raspberries to it, as you realise his hands are very soft, but there is this ever so fine grain to his skin that you realise is like a powder, like a coating of powdered sugar. This gentleman is a sweetling.
Do I know him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's not from so he's from across, because I'm from Skittlpop.
Yes.
he's from like across the river, basically.
Yeah, he's from the sweet fields. Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, he is
I don't know,
entirely
'cause it's
edible,
all
but
normal to me.
he is entirely edible, but it's also heavily frowned upon.
I mean, the thing is, aren't we
I'll
all?
eat him up.
We're all made of meat. Oh.
So
I had to say it.
he takes it.
I'm
he
glad
reads,
it wasn't me for once. So
I had to take it for once.
he takes it. He has a quick read over it, and he hands it over to Carney. She also briefly scans it. Well, this is certainly something that I hadn't anticipated. We do have a number of religions pop up and whatnot every now and then. But you say that people are they're abducting people.
yes, bringing them into the cult of order, as it were. The festival, of course. They mean Vale himself as a target, but of course the audience too. They believe they can pull them under some hypnotic sway and into their folds.
And you wonder if they're
I think it's
going
best
to...
that we maybe should cancel the festival, perhaps, maybe.
Oh, I don't think we can do that at such late notice unless, well, it was extremely dire. However, we can increase security. However, I will insist that, obviously, with your connections, you should possibly speak to Vale himself just to give him a bit of warning.
Your connection?
She is looking at you, Breeze, not the others, because she's having this conversation directly with you.
I can't think. In my brain, I'm like scrambling through all the excuses, all of the reasons, all of the ways I can say that maybe somebody else would be better suited to it, that it's a bad idea, and I can't think of a single one that makes any sense. So I just say, well, yes, of course.
I'm sure if need be, I can facilitate a mess if you need messages sending or things like that. Kiyomi kind of leans across and just says, "Oh, they're going to be staying at the Dark Moon." And she goes, "Oh, yes. So I'm assuming you don't have your maids to deliver letters for you, or I can lend you Kiyomi for a short period of time if you need letters run around the city and whatnot, or..."
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halfway across the room, just
I could also let your mother know and she could dispense some handmaidens to you, or...
No, there is absolutely no need. No. You see, part of, as you know, everybody's journey and growing up as a young woman, first venturing out into the world, I wish to start doing things by myself, with my own maids.
Dear, I completely understand. I've had to go through the same thing with my 26 children. It is absolutely fine. I completely understand.
You're so understanding.
Sometimes...
You always were.
Sometimes we need to let you do your own things, to figure it out on your own. So... But...
And young Tibiscus, I hear, is doing quite well.
Oh, I'm so proud of them. They're doing marvellously well over at their studies, and I'm hoping that we can debut them very, very shortly. So, yes.
His papers are already making waves.
Of course.
But
Obviously,
even before his debut...
your older sister has had a wonderful hand in making sure that he can get all of the papers he needs. She
I'm
has
glad
been
to see that they are...
very, very helpful.
She's the best.
Talking about scholars, forgive me, Mr. Rook, are your parents well?
Yes, thank you for asking. They are hard at work, keeping the archives busy and well maintained as always.
And the automatons are working out fine for you, and you're manufacturing them to the best that we are looking for the archives?
Absolutely. Everything is running smoothly, and we may have some new ventures in the works.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Bao here was just telling me that he has just visited with his fathers. They're doing well. Dream production is up. Memory gathering is at an all-time high, which, I mean, is both good and bad, I suppose. But, you know, such is death.
Yeah, it happens. It's natural. It's just the fact of life.
I glance at the tattoos, noticing them for the first time.
So, I will send Kiyomi with you to run around and do those errands. Obviously, with under my seal, she will be able to get straight in and organize that meeting with Vale. He should be here tomorrow morning, we've been told. All of his tents and whatnot are being set up, ready for his grand unveiling. I mean, you know
I'm
how
so
he
surprised.
is.
He won't put up the tents himself. He does everything by himself.
It's the only thing that we could it was the only thing he would allow, is that we can set up the tents and everything like that, but we are to leave the stage completely up to him. You know how it is, a one-man show.
One-man show. So, you have been gracious as always. I must ask, aside from, of course, us warning Vale of the attempts on his mind, is there anything else that we or the court can do in preparation?
I can take your letter and go and speak to His Majesty. Obviously, His Majesty will want to know and potentially increase the security on the events, and perhaps send some patrols out to see what they can find, although if it is as dangerous as to the mind as you're suggesting, well, we have very little we can do against it. We can potentially send some mages to create some protection.
Yes, I think with every batch of armed forces there should be a mage who can perhaps guard the mind.
We can definitely do so. There is some concern, as obviously the magic has been rather unstable of late and growing. It does cause some concern that this year's graduating mages may not make it.
Has it got so badly? I must admit I have seen little of the effects myself, though I have heard talk on the wind.
Yes. Everything from causing harm, causing more vitality, not working at all, working too well. I mean, the churches are speculating and getting louder. I do worry that this fringe cult that you're talking of, if they do wield the power that they say they do, and can prove it, and prove that it is unwavering, they might get a following.
Do you think that they are a reaction to what's happening, or what's causing it?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask the scholars. They've been talking about it a lot over at the universities. They've been...
I've been to your unwavering wisdom.
They've also been researching it over at the Onerology. Somehow they seem to think that if they can convince Bao's fathers to allow them to have guarded access to the sanctuary, they may be able to find some root cause to what's causing the instability, the weakness, potentially find some way to undo the damage the merge has done.
I glance at Hasa because he's the smart one.
Hasa has, like, you guys step to the side. Hasa has been giving you your privacy.
No. We're not
She
having
you directly.
Yeah.
She
We're not
just
having a
directly,
private
yeah.
conversation either. She's just led Breeze up to the dais to sit
Yeah.
next to her. But they're having this audibly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. My apologies.
Yeah,
Please
it's an
proceed.
all heard kind of thing.
My
She's just
apologies. Please
treating.
repeat
She's
all
just
that.
treating Breeze like a favoured niece.
Oh, okay. Alright, so what was said? What was the question? Like, out of character, I
No, I
stepped
no,
away
I
for a
didn't.
moment because I
I-
thought
okay.
that I was not involved in that conversation.
Breeze asked you. So they
I
did.
just looked at you, basically.
They did
but It
discuss-
was a look of a question.
They did discuss the fact that the universities have been discussing it, so the Silver University and things like this. There is also I'm looking for the place on my map, the name of the place. But essentially it's the Department of Onerology has been going back and forth with discussions with Bao's fathers to gain access to the sanctuary, to very under guarded access to the sanctuary, so that they can potentially discover a common point of beginning, and also ascertain whether there's some way to undo the damage that the merge has done, which of course in this particular situation, as Bao would know as part of his discussion with his fathers, no way, Jose, is
Alpheus.
the solid answer.
Alpheus would have been no.
Yes.
No other the questions asked. And Nemo's like, kind of need help.
Kind of need help, but even
I was
then,
like, no.
but even-
no, doesn't want shit to go bad again.
But even then, it is, while Nemo would want to help, it is one area where Nemo is also, like, there are areas definitively not.
Yeah.
Like, it's, we could lend you stuff, but there is no way you're going there. It is a very much,
Yeah.
there is a line, yeah.
There is a hard line.
Yes.
In fact, I would have. If she'd have said because of the merge, I would have gasped a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I'd be like, so it is the merge itself that is it caused, not the mining of the tree.
The two situations historically have been somewhat closely linked. Post Starfall, the mining did occur as etheric magic did rise and etheric technology did rise, but it was exacerbated after the merge, or during the merge, Archdruid, Tide Runner, is a little cagey on it for our liking.
Well, I am sure that he has all of the proper reasons for such secrecy. He himself dealt with quite a number of problems in the past where subtlety was required in order to maintain a limited collateral damage.
We're aware of what Archdruid Tide Runner did for the cause with his espionage work. Our separation and subsequent freedom from the Witch Queens wouldn't be possible without his subterfuge.
Insight.
Uncomfortable.
Insight. Can I roll? I desperately want to roll insight on our reaction.
Go for it.
Please, I want to. I kind of wanted to.
You have inspiration from the conversation earlier.
I do have inspiration. Okay. That's better.
Okay. You can tell that she does not like Blake. So, Bow and Breeze, you pick up that she definitely doesn't necessarily agree. While she is appreciative, she does not agree with some of the methods undertaken. You get the impression that something about that whole situation just made her very uncomfortable. You can almost tell that it's actually a proponent of it is the way she's talking. She very much doesn't like the whole idea of the fact that your great-grandfather was a spy for their people. And Blake, yeah, you get the impression that any kind of espionage, that kind of behavior, regardless of how it benefited them, to her, she deems as sneaky, underhanded. She would see it borderline as that Haas's great-grandfather was absolutely fine betraying the people of his plane and whatnot to benefit, his own causes. To her impression, anyway.
She thinks he's a snake.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure, he was for certain parts of his adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
That is, in fact, what druids do.
Yeah.
That is, in fact, what druids do.
I mean,
That's
if you asked Haasa in his first combat against a giant crab, it is a thing that he remembered, so... But yes, so you can tell that he is very sneaky.
I'm so sorry, I just need 5 seconds.
No, that's okay.
Time starts now.
Go!
1, 2.
Yeah. I am sure that when and if a solution, or at least some manner of assistance, comes about, that the Archdruid would be happy to share. We are all on the same side here, after all.
It's funny, after the merge, don't you think that there are no more sides, considering we're all considered now the prime material?
My point exactly. We are all on the same side. Well, aside from the strange monstrosity bearing down on your city.
Well, we shall set parameters in place. And you are willing to just wash your hands of it now?
Oh, goodness no. We were already planning on participating in whatever manner of security we might be able to achieve. We ourselves might not be able to defend it all on our own, but we're more than happy to contribute.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you suggested it. Considering you have the most involvement and understanding of this group so far due to your prior investigations, I had thought that potentially that you could work with the Knight Captain to... I had hoped that potentially that you could work with Captain Teneri and lead the expedition into finding this creature and this cult. After all, you have the most recognition of their practices, their followers.
I cannot wait to fucking hit something.
One I may not use as bold terminology, as my friend there. I can agree that I look forward to assisting the nobility and the people of this city in keeping the peace.
Wonderful. Well, after Breeze has spoken to Vale tomorrow morning, I will organise for Captain Teneri to come and meet up with you, unless you would prefer to do it this evening and get on top of it.
We love getting on top of things.
I believe the meeting may be more pressing, as that is apparently what we seem to think as the primary goal that they have in mind, but...
Of course.
Is Captain Teneri Captain Hot Stuff?
I beg your pardon?
You know, dreamy one, long hair, into Breeze.
Breeze like freezes up at that.
I...
You mean my good friend?
Oh, good friend.
Please, you don't need to spread any more rumors about the Lamerie, okay?
I turn into Breeze and I become French.
My dear, I can
simmer
send...
with fucking rage.
Carney just pats your hand. My dear, I can send that tutor this afternoon if you think instruction is very rapidly needed.
I think that would be best.
We wouldn't...
As much as his merits are strong, his weaknesses are becoming more and more apparent.
His weaknesses are coming more and more apparent.
I will give you this. He is spirited. There is nothing wrong with spirited. If anything, with luck, he just needs a little polish. We wouldn't want him to embarrass your family name, would we?
We should perhaps get a tub of polish.
I'm sure between you and Bao, you'll get him up to shape.
With all due respect, are we done talking about me like I'm not here?
Well, have you decided that you're going to be polite?
I'm being polite.
No, you're being a petulant child.
Tomato.
Right, well, I believe before our friend here says something that he regrets, perhaps it is time that we go and organize our plans.
Lovely. With a big old clap. Lovely to meet you all. Another bow. I turn back into myself and I am heading for the door. I am out of here.
Mr. Phoenix, I look forward to your company as my escort in 3 days' time.
Ooh. Cannot wait. Will be a dream come true.
Of course.
Until then, adieu.
Mr.
Wait, that was the Fox girl saying that, right?
No. It's the soft lady. She's like,
Oh.
yes, Mr. Phoenix. I do get endless joy over a rabbit escorting a fox. to a party.
Cannot wait.
Yes, it's
And
over.
it is peace signs over my shoulder as I am heading back towards the door.
I kind of give Harsa a look, like as if to say, like, I didn't know he was that bad. What was that about? Like, I'm trying to convey all the feelings in one look.
Yeah, he is mimicking the same. Like,
My lady, you have been gracious as always. I have been so comforted by unburdening myself of this knowledge and sharing in your wisdom.
Well, I'm glad. If it makes you feel any better, I'm going to send my ward to tutor him. She knows the court
I think
protocols
that
better
would
than
be-
anyone.
I think that would be very good.
Yes,
I'm not sure that he, as you say, he is spirited. He may not take kindly to instruction.
Aracela has a way with people. I'm sure she will certainly get under his skin and just
Whip him
set
into
him
shape.
set him aflutter. But would you like me to
Yes,
send
of course.
her this evening or in the
It
morning?
might be for the best. He seems in desperate need.
Oh, good. Wonderful. All right. Well, my dear, I'll let you head off. I'm sure you've got lots to do, lots of shopping to do. It's been a little while since you've been to the city. So, thank
Her
you.
eyes briefly brighten, and she said, "No, that was the old me. I can't
shop anymore.
I can't shop anymore. I have my own maids now." I say, of course. I bows. I curtsy super deeply, and I just say, as always, it is a joy to frolic in the light of the court.
Of course. I'll send Kiyomi
Those are
with
the
you.
sweet we say.
I'll send Kiyomi with you for that letter, and I'll send Teneri to come and speak with you this evening about the meeting. After all, you're going to want to prepare to go and investigate. So,
You say that Vale will be. He's arriving in the morning.
yes, he will be. His tents will be over in Milk Green, near the stage.
Milk Green. Yes, understood.
Of course.
Thank you. Of course, please just let your guards know that I'll be, so that they don't think I'm some rabid fan.
Oh, of course. Don't worry, Kiyomi will take care of it for you.
Mhm.
Wonderful. All right, well, my dear, off with you. Look after yourself. Look after my dear Belle. She gives you another pat on the hand, Belle.
God.
He
And
looks after himself.
I'll make sure I try to talk to my dads for you about what's
Would certainly be helpful. Thank you, my dear. And Mr. Rook,
rough times.
I hope you have a wonderful day and manage to see the most you can of our city. It's been a while since we've had someone from the Isles in town.
I look forward to it.
She kind of gives
Is
you
that
a
thing where
nod and allows you to leave.
I walk backwards out of the room because that seems the most
Just
polite way to leave.
moonwalking.
Val does the most spontaneous, like bow, biggest courtesy. Like, he's always full of energy.
Like a somersault bow.
No, he doesn't do a somersault, but there's a lot of energy in his bow.
And Blake
About-
is long gone.
And then he leaves.
So Blake has collected
Yeah.
his stuff from the Warren, the butler, and left.
I've collected my stuff from the Warren. I have changed back into my normal clothes.
Yep.
I am no longer in a suit.
Have you headed towards the tea house?
Yeah, I'm going back towards the tea house.
I was going to say, meanwhile at the tea house, it's just on fire.
No, meanwhile. So some time passes. Bosco, you finish your letter, sent it off. As the others are leaving with Kiyomi to return to the tea house, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I would speak to both Bao and Hasa before we head directly back.
Okay, I will let you have that conversation then before I finish up. So
Are you sure?
yeah, go for it.
I was first of all say about. I said bow. One, you said you had to go to the toilet, and
I
mean,
did need to go to the toilet.
This is a lovely place to pee, but you know.
I did need to go to the toilet, but I did pass out and then wake up with my dad, so they weren't very happy. But
new hat.
at least I mean, it's a new hat, because the other one kind of got lost, but it's whatever.
I mean, I think that Sebastian fellow still has it. I don't know if that's compromising.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he just, like, my dad's just, like, severed the connection and just made a new one. But, yeah. Like, yeah. It's no biggie. But, like,
Well,
it's, at least I'm safe.
I know, I'm glad that your safety is my priority. She kind of rolls her eyes a little. I'm glad that you're safe. But also in all of our talks about going to the Spring Court and the Stuff Lady, you didn't mention that you two were best friends. So,
I mean, I wouldn't say best friends. She's like friends with my dad's, kind of, in, like, a weird way. Kind of like...
I glance at the friendship bracelet. Oh, yeah.
It's like a auntie figure that's not related to you, but is, like, in association. But you don't really know them very well. Kind of way. That's the kind of way. In a weird way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, thrice removed auntie that you visit once in a while. That kind of stuff. I mean, like, my dad's, like, took me to see her, like, once or twice before.
It wasn't once or twice, so I get that it was way more, and they went to the zoo together, and, like, she played with their kids.
Val was a very cute fucking kid, though.
They were all adorable.
She definitely enjoyed having Val over or something, but yeah.
Val was the kind of boy who, like, used to stand up and recite a song, and everybody would be like, "Oh, how cute!"
Yeah. He would play the flute terribly, but he's so cute he gets away with it.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah,
I just think that pertinent information, she says, as such a hypocrite, that's relevant to our situation should probably be shared. So, I'm glad to see you again. I'm glad that you're not dead and you weren't taken away or bombed or... What was up with Blake? That was weird, right?
I have no idea.
I figured life in Hawkwood, at the very least, would have advised him of some form of decorum.
But he loathed decorum. He was so angry at having to be nice for even a brief moment that he stormed off. It was just... It's weird.
That was strange.
Kiyomi is, like, walking 2 steps behind you, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would have
She's politely pretending not to listen.
I would have done the thing where we fast walked ahead, like, briefly, just said those words, and I'd be like,
oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Letting them...
She is the absolute decorum of a
consummate professional. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's actively pretending not to listen.
As we're letting her catch up, noticing that she's catching up again, and knowing that she is listening but pretending not to, Harser is just, well, perhaps he was simply distracted. He seemed to have quite the eyes for Kiyomi.
Who wouldn't?
Huh?
Huh? You were like, huh?
He did.
Hey, what? When?
Smitten.
I'm not surprised. Like, smitten.
Well, like, let's do our... as long as she's not a bad influence, let's do our best to facilitate this. High five, high five.
We sound like two parents right now. Like, as long as she's not a bad influence on like her son, like.
No,
So-
as long as she's not like a snake in the grass kind of person. As long as she's actually just like cool. And good. As long as she's good for him. As long as she's good for him.
Speaking of Blake,
I'm just happy as long as he's happy. You know?
yeah. Oh,
High
God.
fives all round. Like we all agree to wingman Blake. Okay, great.
Okay, so
Wait.
as you guys are heading back to the tea house, Blake, you arrive there. And as you arrive there, knowing that Crisis and Bosco are still waiting, roll me perception.
I'm so gasping.
See blood trickling out of the doorway.
Blake, you notice to one side of the entranceway, and the gate entrance, there is a palanquin that seems to be made out of green reeds with flowers interwoven all over it. It's got a lovely gauzy overhanging vine closures that kind of drape down like willow reeds. It's very fancy. It's got gold, rose gold gilding on it and things like that. Even more interestingly is the two gentlemen that seem to be resting next to it under a tree. Green-skinned, green hair, blue eyes, in matching pastel overcoats, pale blue pastel overcoats with like a yellow shirt underneath, pastel yellow shirt underneath, fitted tan tights, very nice peacock blue shoes. They're very pretty looking. They have pointed elven ears. You realise that these are two Springaladrin.
Uh-oh.
Do they look at any way, shape, or form like they could be trouble in themselves?
Roll an insight.
Because I'm gonna be honest, Blake's looking for something to fight.
They look like
this
they're
is
minding their own
hilarious.
business, Blake. To your annoyance.
He drops.
I-
He drops a blade at their feet. He's got a knife.
I smile at them, continue walking to the house.
They kinda
Sorry,
give you
plot
the-
point. Get
they-
out of my way.
They give you a little head nod up as you make
Gonna
your way.
follow you, you know that.
The tea house.
You walk inside those pants.
You walk inside. You walk into the tea house.
I felt like it was empty,
Where
right?
Simo greets you. Oh, you're back. Are your friends going to be joining you shortly?
They'll be here shortly. I'm not staying
good.
long.
I'm glad.
Do I see Bosco and Crisis? Like, are they downstairs?
They're still in their own room. So Simo leads you back to your room. The TV has come down slightly in volume. There seems to be chatter coming from within the room. But Blake, to your keen ears, you recognise that one of the voices is female.
Oh, is it Bosco's? So is it our room that they're in
Yes.
talking in, or I just?
Simo goes to open the door. Do you stop her? Or do you want to listen in first, or do you want to...
Oh no, the door's open. I'm inside.
Okay. Bosco, while you have been waiting for the others, eventually there is a knock on the door. And Simo comes in. I'm sorry, sir. The lady you sent the letter to is here to speak with your group.
Excellent. Send her up. And please bring tea and afternoon tea, please.
Of course. And she holds the door open as you watch as a very regal, very young-looking woman comes in. She's about Breeze's height, but she has this ethereality to her as she walks in. All of her clothes are these beautiful pastel gauzy layers that trail behind her. She has all these embroidered silk flowers onto her dress, on her headdress, around her hair, braided into her hair with golden wires and golden beads. As she enters in, looks around the room.
I'll do a little bow.
Milady,
I'm assuming you're the correspondent? I didn't
That is
recognize my
correct,
daughter's
yes.
hand.
no, I thought it'd be better to come from on my behalf to
Oh,
inform you that she is here.
oh. Well, I'm glad that she's finally employed a secretary.
My pleasure, ma'am.
And she gestures to one of the cushions to sit. So, as you are,
You first now.
as you are sharing tea and you're making small talk, that's when, Blake, you burst in to see Bosco sitting at the table with this woman.
Bosco doesn't know anyone this fancy.
Blake, roll me a perception.
I would like to use my inspiration.
Roll for racism.
Roll again then.
Oh, it'd be better than the other one.
It is better than the other one. Just. As you're looking at this woman, she looks incredibly young. She does have the pointed ears. You do realise she's an Eladrin, but some of her features do look familiar, Blake.
I know who she looks like. I know exactly who she looks like.
She gently puts her teacup down and looks up at you as you've entered in.
Hi. And I do the most feminine curtsy I can do.
You make feminine sound like a curse word.
Good afternoon.
That's with a hard F.
I'm
Hard feminism.
Feminine.
I'm assuming you're.
Hard and feminine.
Oh, I'm assuming you're one of my daughter's traveling companions.
Yeah. What are you doing here?
I was informed that Breeze is here.
Call me Breeze. Interesting.
And I was informed that you guys didn't get along too well.
Breeze somewhere dies as a shiver rolls down her spine, going, someone's doing something dumb.
You can't say that. You can't say that to her.
You watch Blake as her face. She's got this very polite smile on her face. Oh, like all mother and daughters, we disagree from time to time.
Yeah, I've just heard she's Spanish. That's what the tabloids are saying. So,
I'm sorry for Blake's indiscretion there, ma'am. Please forgive him. He knows not what he says.
hey, Bosco. Why the fuck are you talking to Breeze's mum?
This is polite.
Yeah. Is it?
It is, yes.
I feel like Bree should talk to Breeze's mum if she wants to.
Oh,
That's a very good idea.
yes, her secretary informed me that she was here. You know, doing his job.
I give it a little nod.
Obviously, I haven't seen my daughter in a number of months, and I thought I would come and check on her well-being. Considering I'm in town for the festival.
Awesome.
It's always good for family to catch up.
Oh, it is. That's why I'm here.
Isn't it, Secretary Bosco?
I assume
That is
that's why
correct.
Breeze is here as well. After all, she was supposed to be visiting here with her father, to my knowledge.
Her
I'll look at
father?
Blake.
She's not with her father right now.
Oh, I'm very aware of that, considering that, well, he was misplaced her briefly, according to our missives.
How clumsy of her father. What was his name again?
Now, this is an interesting question because I don't know this yet.
Satanya.
Satan.
Satan means adversary. Hey.
Does he have a last name?
But like with an H. Shatani.
It's
Nero.
like Satan, the fabric.
Nero?
No, like Shatani Nero. Yeah.
Sultana Nero.
No.
Narrow Satana.
Shatani Nero. I mean, very few people know him by that name, though. He's very well known.
Well, that's wonderful.
Oh yes, you would probably know him as Vale.
That explains so much. If Secretary Bosco could keep you looked after, I'll go and check on your daughter. I curtsy again and I fucking slam the door as I walk out.
Sure.
I'm sorry for his bad manners.
Oh, it's okay. We all had our rebellious phase in making friends who are from different walks of life.
I want to hit something.
I would assume this is the moment that you actually run into Breeze and Hasa coming in. Breeze, you see the palanquin.
I say, right, okay, let's send a message to them. I think we need to we go stay somewhere. Like, let's not head back there. We'll tell them to meet us at the inn. How did they know? Hasa, how did they know?
Have I just run into them?
Yeah, at the gate.
Yes, we did.
Breeze, your mum's inside talking to Bosco. Also, I know who your dad is now.
I mean, it wasn't really a big secret. It was quite obvious.
Yeah, to some. I'm gonna go look for something to hit for a while. Have fun.
What's wrong with you? Why are you so fucking angry? I mean, I'm angry too, but I don't get why.
You can come hit things too if you want.
I would love to go hit things. Okay, I'm gonna go hit things with Blake.
Does the capital city of all places have an arena?
Yes.
Is there a rage room?
Like a Colosseum type thing?
Yes, it also has underground fight arenas in the balance temples.
Oh, I know the tortoise that set that up.
I think that's a great idea. But
Your mum is waiting for you.
yes, I think perhaps Bosco has backed you into a bit of a corner. You might not be able to escape this one.
Wait, what does Bosco have to do with this?
Well, he's the one talking
Bosco's
to
the
your
only
mum.
one there, and he seems
No,
to be
Crisis
talking
is there,
from
but we
the
can't
place-
throw Crisis under the bus.
Oh, I
Wait,
just assume knowing Crisis, he would have left that particular conversation.
Possibly.
You'd be like, I'm out. Wait, Blake, did it seem like Bosco knew my mother? Did he say?
Well, considering Bosco's your secretary who let her know that you're in town, I'd say yeah.
Yeah,
The slime
and you
ball
told
knows
me not to
something.
fucking hit him. I'm gonna rip his skin from his body. I'm gonna murder him. I'm gonna bury him in salt water.
Oh, my ears seem to be burning.
I didn't know it was possible to hate somebody this much, but I need to murder something. I think I need to.
Temple
murder
Fight
something.
Club, let's fucking go!
I mean, that's actually the
Coliseum
decision
even.
to make, isn't it? Underground Fight Club is simple, easy. I mean, the arena, we could possibly get some coin at the same time.
I just want to fight. I don't care what.
I don't want any more attention brought to me that an arena might bring.
Underground it is.
Why did you like him? Why did you think he was a good person? He's been nothing but shit to us. He held us at gunpoint, said, "Oh, I'm looking for my brother." Came to the city, and the first thing he did was not look for his brother. He just sat around demanding things. You have terrible fucking taste in people.
We do have an option there. It's kind of drastic, but if you're really desperate, we do have an option. And Hasa fishes through his pack and pulls out one of the seeds that he got from the portal.
Oh, that's...
I could tell him it's a gift from the soft lady and hand it to him.
We're not teleporting Bosco away.
Wait. Hear him out.
It wouldn't be guaranteeing his death. It would simply quite very
Unless
much
he walks-
inconvenience him.
Unless he walks into the portal, which he seems kind of self-interested and like he wouldn't. He would probably just try to make his way back to a city.
Just because someone makes shitty decisions and makes mistakes doesn't mean they are a shitty
I
person.
don't understand what you're saying. Why are you so in love with this person? They broke into your house, held us at gunpoint, just because apparently they were so concerned for their brother. And then when we got to the place where their brother was, stopped looking for them, and then instead betrayed me and brought the one person I didn't want to see right where I was staying. Why are you on their side?
I'm not on his side.
Rude.
I'm not on his side. But for every...
You think he's misunderstood?
No, I don't think he's misunderstood. I think that he's a piece of shit at times. But that doesn't mean that he's not redeemable. That doesn't mean that there's
Times
not...
he's never done anything good ever. I've never seen him do anything good. There's nothing redeemable about
Doesn't
him.
mean that he can't do something good. Everyone's
That
flawed.
means we should be his best friend.
Doesn't mean we should be his best friend. It means that he is redeemable. It means that he himself can...
Is
break
this
things up
about
with
him or is this about you?
This is about the fact that I'm not having this conversation and I
You
storm
think
off.
that you're
Underground Fight Club.
Underground Fight Club! I'll be there as your moral support. I'll root you guys on and tell you to beat their faces in.
You're not very strong.
So,
I'm sorry, my lady. She must be delayed.
His voice, his simpering like voice when he talks through.
so as
yeah,
this is
I'm gonna
as
leave.
this is simmering away, and half of the group heads to the underground, well, the cage fighting clubs under the temples to the balance god. That's where we're going to leave it tonight.
One more thing.
Oh, one more thing.
Can I-
Okay.
One more thing.
Okay.
One last thing.
Well, the problem is, my lady, she is going to be staying at one of the inns tonight, and I don't think it's appropriate for her. Maybe if we could take all our belongings back to your domicile, then guarantee she'll come and meet you.
Oh, we can certainly arrange that. After all, she does have rooms there, and we would be more than willing to accommodate her and her friends.
I'm sure she'd be quite comfortable there instead of an inn.
Of course. I would love to get the opportunity to know the people that she is coming to spend some time with and mean such a great deal to her. It's good to see her so invested in others.
Oh, she's almost like a saint.
You're not Rick's brother at all, are you? Anyway.
And So that is where we'll end it, as people want to break some faces and stuff.
Just rubbing, lathering that salt into the wound with a dash of olive oil.
So
That is not Rick's brother. This is a phony. Who is he?
So, on that note, thank you everybody to watching, everybody who followed and subscribed. It is great to have you here. Tyrant Dungeon, thank you for rating right at the beginning. It is always wonderful to have you all here. If you, like I said at the start, if you want to watch any of this in retrospect or catch up on anything, you can catch it over on my YouTube channel of the same name, Boomeadow, usually 24 hours after, because Twitch has weird requirements, but it will be up there if you want to watch, write a message, write a comment, give some theories, get on there, make some comments. I'd love to have you there. Subscribe over there as well. Otherwise, follow here if you would like to. If you are not already, subscribe if you can. Obviously, do not feel obligated, but we would love you to be part of our spooky little community. We will be back, I should say some of us will be back on Monday for Ignition Point. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening or night, wherever you are in the world. Drink plenty of water, get plenty of rest, and we will see you all next Saturday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time for more State of Anarchy. But otherwise, have a great week, guys. Bye!
Get the word out there. Who is Bosco? Who is the real Bosco?